We have Dave Weiss, Flat Earth Dave, a good friend of mine, a beautiful human being, coming on to rock your mind. Here you go. Yep, should be. Oh.
What happened to my presentation?
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Those of you that are flat earthers, congratulations. Those of you that think this is crazy, just follow through. And I'm going to go really fast because I have to. And I just want to say I'm very excited to be here in Mexico. I mean, in the United States of Mexico. It was a nice flight over the Gulf of America. If this is working. Hold on. There we go. So my goals for this talk are to try and talk slower than last year. So last night I had to remove 25 slides, but I added 3 instead. I'm going to show how frigging ridiculous the globe is. I'm going to have 2 experiments that I'm going to show that I think will absolutely prove if the Earth is flat or a globe. And if I don't cover a topic that you want to hear, it doesn't mean the Earth is a globe. It means that we didn't have time. And come tomorrow, 10 o'clock, to my presentation. So if you think the Earth is a multi-layered cosmic egg, a simulation in a video game, a spinning Pac-Man map, or anything else, flying through, or a rock flying through space, it's not anything other than a rock flying through space, we are on the same team. So that's what you have to remember. We're all in this together, trying to decode this reality. When I say friggin' ridiculous, it's not what I really mean. So it's just code, all right? Right? This is not flat Earth. This is what you Google flat Earth, that's what you get. It's absolutely frigging ridiculous, right? We're going to talk about the globe is a material world with a material sky. Flat Earth is a material world that we are experiencing here with an immaterial sky. So this is a model, if you will, of where we live. We live in this double toroid, and we live on this dielectric plane in the middle. Now, there could be 10 firmaments over us. There could be all sorts of stuff. But I'm talking about less than 1% of the entire Earth system, which is this plane we live on. We don't live in a solar system. We live in a system made for souls, right? If you want to learn more about the other stuff, you can talk to Nicole from Law of the Luminaries, Santos Bonacci, our own Steve Faulkner. Buy him a beer, and he'll make your head spin, all right? One of my favorite podcasts, Crow 777 Radio, he has a saying that I've kind of stolen, changed a little bit. Belief is the enemy of knowing. I say belief is the lazy man's knowing. It takes no effort. You can just believe, right? But if you want to know something, it takes time and effort. So, there we go. Not changing. There we go. What's the difference between an astrophysicist and a flat earther? One's based on reason, science, and logic. The other is an astrophysicist, right? They want you to believe that this is a cult leader when, in fact, this is a cult leader, right? Condemnation before investigation proves indoctrination. All of us flat earthers, I would say, or almost all of us, when we heard about flat earth, we just completely denied it. We said, ridiculous, I'm not looking into it. It's completely stupid. I found this model, which I found very interesting, where we got this, we live in an electromagnetic world, and this is showing how things can circle around on magnetic fields above us. I don't even know if the sun and the moon that we see are something physical. I think they're not. I think they're in a apparent position, which we'll be showing as we go through. It's a little delay when I do this. This is the UN map, which is quite interesting that it just matches with the map that I use that really shows us our zenith point of the sun. The sun's right there. That's where we see it. So this is the map. Here we go. Wait, come on. There we go. This is a map that was used for war planning. This is what autopilots programs use. This is the map used for navigation around the world, across the world. So when you talk to a glober, a globe believer, they love talking about people from hundreds or thousands of years ago, and they love looking up into space. So if I had this plot of land and I wanted to build an amusement park like this, and I hired an architect, and he goes, well, let me lay it out, and he starts measuring the sky, I'm going to fire him, right? Because we don't look up at the lights in the sky to determine the shape of the ground, right? So, whoops, I think I just jumped forward. Well, I'll get back to that. We live in this spiral galaxy where we're corkscrewing through space, right? And we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, and we're chasing the sun at over 500,000 miles per hour. If you want to compare that to a rifle bullet, we're going 30 times faster in the orbit than the rifle bullet, and we're chasing the sun at 230 times faster. So we live in this lumpy rock surrounded by curved, smooth water that no one's ever seen curving, and we're moving at these speeds, and we can't feel them, right? We have a space station that's free-falling. You know, the space station's not in no gravity. It's free-falling around the Earth, and it's falling at the same rate that the Earth is dropping. But when something is free-falling and there's no resistance, it should speed up, but it doesn't speed up. We're corkscrewing through space, and somehow the bottom of the space station follows the Earth, mirroring everything, no problem. Guys are running around in monkey suits up there. It's friggin' ridiculous, right? So this is NASA's. I keep jumping forward. Can I go back? I think I go back. Oh, there we go. I went back. So, do we have sound? So, hold on. There we go. So this is NASA's hypersonic sled track. It's going just Mach 8.6. We are traveling around the sun 10 times faster than that on this lumpy rock. We're chasing the sun at 100 times that speed. But when we go out in nature, we see things like this. Common sense tells us that we're not moving. Complete and total nonsense tells us that we're making all of these crazy motions like that. We're going in curved trajectories, speeding up and slowing down, but we can't feel any of it. Last year, with those who were here, we had a small earthquake, right? And that freaked us all out, but we're doing all of these motions and we can't sense any of them. Einstein himself said there's no experiment that can detect the motion of the Earth in space. There's none. So let's jump to seasons, right? A lot of people think seasons prove the globe. They actually prove flat Earth. They tell us that the center of the Earth in the heliocentric system, which I call the helio-nonsensical system, is hotter than the sun, right? So if you know anything about conduction, thermal conduction through a solid mass works better than going through the vacuum of space, right? So why isn't the bottom of the ocean hot, right? Space is a vacuum that has no conduction. It's 93 million miles away, supposedly, the sun, right? And so how does that heat us up? I mean, it's hot here in Mexico. When my Yeti cup that has 1/4 of an inch of vacuum in between it can keep my tea hot for 2 days in the winter in the north, right? So when you think about that, there's no rational explanation for that. So they tell us the sun is 93 million miles away and all the rays come in straight. Why is the heat pattern going diagonal, right? It should be between those two question mark lines going all the way around the Earth, right? And the reason is, on a flat Earth, we have the Tropic of Cancer, which is that line, and then the red line, which is the Tropic of Capricorn, and the sun migrates in and out, and it warms up that red path right there. This actually makes sense. The other is absolutely friggin' ridiculous. On a globe Earth, in the morning, the sun is 93 million miles away, and it's a little chillier, maybe not in Acapulco. And then in the afternoon, it's still 93 million miles away. It's like 0.0000001% closer in the heliocentric model, and it's hot in the afternoon, and then in the evening, it's 93 million miles away, and it's cold. That doesn't make any sense. On a flat Earth, we have a small local sun. In the morning, it's farther away, which makes it lower in the sky. It's cooler. And then in the afternoon, it's much closer. That red line is much shorter. It's warmer. And then in the afternoon, it goes away, and it gets cooler again. This is what it looks like in June. The sun goes around that line. And in December, it migrates out to the Tropic of Capricorn. On a flat Earth, it would be circling like this. So in the north, the sun is closer to us. It's circling. And then in December, it goes to the outer south. And the southern latitudes, they have their summer. The sun is higher in the sky. How does that work? So we got two people outside, and someone's holding a heat lamp over one of them. And they say, where do you see the sun, that heat? and it's like right above me. It seems very high in the sky. And the other person's looking at it, and they're like, well, it's like at a 45-degree angle from me, and I don't feel the heat as much. So that guy is colder. Now, if the person walks over to them, keeping it at the same height, the person laying down, it's getting lower and farther for them, and it's getting higher and closer for the guy on the right. So now the guy on the right, it's his summer. It's the other person's winter. The sun is farther. And that's exactly how we experience the sun. If the Earth was a globe, there would be symmetry between the north and the south, and there isn't. Right? There's a thing called the analemma, which used to be on all globes, but they've removed the analemma. And the analemma is when you take a picture of the sun every week or every day at the exact same time from the exact same place, and it'll create a figure 8 in the sky, right? And the X, if the Earth was a globe, the X of that analemma should be right on the equator, but it's not. And if we look at this, what happened to did we lose the screen? Lost the screen, guys? Stop the clock. Stop the clock. There we go. Oh, man, we're here. There we go. Analemma. Okay, restart the clock. So every 24 hours you take a picture, and the problem is the analemma creates a big circle on one side and a smaller loop on the other side. On a globe, it should be the same size. So we can tell that this analemma was being taken from the north because in the north we have the smaller loop and it looks like it's up higher just because it's closer. Doesn't matter if it's higher or lower. And in the south, they see it the other way around. The big loop would be above them high, and then it would go into the north, farther away, lower. So there's no explanation on the globe for that. It absolutely proves that the Earth is not symmetrical. When we look at it on the AE map, the sun circles around, the sun circles around the Tropic of Cancer every 24 hours, but then it migrates 6 months later out to the Tropic of Capricorn, and it's going faster and making a bigger loop. So that's where we get the bigger loop in the south. They don't teach you about the analemma in school because you might ask questions that would lead you to flat Earth. Time zones are very interesting. On a ball, we section the Earth off with 24 lines from the North Pole to the South Pole, and as the Earth spins, whatever time zone the sun is above, it's noon in that area. That's the official explanation for time zones, right? There's no reason why they should vary, be different shapes than they are. But one thing they don't teach you in school is that there's 19 time zones in the center, 24 between the tropics, and 32 in the south, right? We can talk more about that in the session tomorrow if anybody wants to join. Sunsets, that's another big one. People say that sunsets over the ocean absolutely prove that the Earth is a globe. There's no way the sun can go below a flat Earth. Well, I want to show you how it does it. So here we have, we're looking up at the sun, and let's say we're in New York City. It's 12 noon, and now it's almost like 1 o'clock. Now, is that sun below the building, or is it beyond the building? The answer is it's beyond the building. So how does that look? Here we have our perspective grid. We have this guy looking, and you can see where his eye line is. And we'll add this mountain here, and we'll say that the top of the mountain is, let's say, 3,000 feet above his head. Right? So the sun is in the sky, and it moves away. Now, is it below the mountain, or is it beyond the mountain? Just like the building, it's beyond. Right? So he can go up in the air, or he can go backwards to get a better view. So let's make him go backwards. Keep going, keep going. Fill this in. All right, so now it's, let's say it's 25, 30 miles away. The top of that mountain is still 3,000 feet above his eye line, but it looks to him to be at his eye line. I call that your horizontal eye zone or your horizon. And the sun will just go away. Now, is it going below that or is it going beyond it? It's the same thing, but it appears to be at your horizontal eye zone. If we add the clouds and the sun is above the clouds. Come on, keep going. Uh-oh. I disconnected. Let's see. Here we go. So the sun is moving away. I'm frozen. Come on. I disconnected. Now it's connected, but it's not changing. There we go. So the sun is moving away. You can see the sun there. And again, it's going beyond that horizontal eye zone. So what is that line? 3,000 feet is the top of the mountain. The clouds are probably another 5,000 feet above that. So that horizon that appears to be at his eye level, flat earthers like saying the horizon always rises to eye level. It always appears to go to eye level, but it's 5, 10, 15, 20,000 feet above their eye level, and the sun just goes beyond it, right? Here's a real sunset, and I'm just moving a coin across the table, and it's the same thing, right? It's not going below that table. It's going beyond that horizontal eye zone, right? Here is a sun that looks like it's going down below the curve of the earth, but you can't see what it's going behind. This is just a little earlier. The sun is going to go away. It's going to disappear from the bottom up below. It's going to go beyond that cloud, right? And so if you push that farther into the distance, it kind of looks like a horizon. This is the moon just going away. Now I'm going to show you terrestrial versus celestial perspective. Step over here, right? So this is a little experiment I did in my kitchen. On the bottom right, we have the sun viewed from a celestial point of view, same height. It's a level line. Over here, it's a little hard to see that line that goes down is the same line. It's level. That's a level line on the left here. And over there on the top right, that's the sun just going by beyond what I call the horizontal, called the atmospheric deck of opacity. And it just looks like a horizon. Here is a sun that looks like it's setting, but when we zoom in, we can see there's all of the space between the sun and the actual horizon. But it just goes below. Now, if you watch carefully, right down here, you're going to see this cloud deck. A little hard to see here. Hold on. See this cloud deck? It's a little hard to see. That's what when I talk about the atmosphere becoming opaque. It becomes opaque. The sun just goes beyond it, right? It goes beyond it, and that's why it looks like it's setting below the horizon. If the Earth was a globe, when you're on the top of a mountain, how do we get there already? I disconnected again. All right. Top of a mountain, as the sun goes down, it should cast shadows upwards. You should see the sun on the roof, on the ceiling of your room. Or that post there, the shadows should be taller, but you'll never see that. Here is a quick little experiment I did with my trusty water bottle. If it changes, come on. So the sun's going away on the left, and it's going down on the right. You never see shadows go higher than the object that they are, because the sun isn't going down, it's going away. And it'll come to the height, but that's it, and then it'll fade out. We don't see the sun ever doing that. I lost my connection again. Hello? That's not good. Connecting again. Guy they didn't shut down, but I'm not connected. AV help? I don't know what to do.
We're working on it right now,
Yep,
Dave. Just
yep.
keep going.
Keep going. I kind of need. Oh, here we go. It says play. Hang in there. We're getting there. Now I just don't see it. Maybe you guys want to change it, use the arrow buttons, and when I say next slide, hit the next slide. Can you do that? Mike, you want to go back there, and you hit the arrow button and go to the next slide, and that way I can do it. It's jumping forward here. All right, it's going to be a little difficult, but I wish I could see this. All right, you ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
We see the sun coming through the clouds. Next slide. Right? This is what I call an apparent sun. I got a flashlight on the other side of the room beyond the sheet. My wife sees the shadow there, and I see it over there. Not the shadow, the actual sun. So that's what I call the apparent sun, and that's how we see the sun. So you can't triangulate the sun. It's in an apparent position. Next slide. This is what I call the sun fade out. And the sun was going down, 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 and then it stopped. Might have to hit play on. Oh, no, it's going. Never mind. It's good. And it just faded out. It takes its light with it, right? It stopped going down. Now, my friends were at the beach down over here, and they saw the sun set from the bottom up 10 minutes earlier. Next slide. And here's another one. Now, watch this. As the sun goes down into the thicker, dense medium, is it playing? Mike, when you hit a slide that has a video, does it play? You might have to hit the play button. There you go. And watch the sun morph into a new position. That shows you, that proves that we're seeing an apparent sun. And it manifests in our sky, and then it just fades out. Next slide. So on my app, on the More Resources page, there's a sun fade out. There's a whole bunch of videos there. Check them out. Next slide. So you have to ask yourself, is this cameraman falling forward faster than the speed of sound, or is that light, whatever it is, moving across the sky towards him, right? Which one of those is frigging ridiculous? Next slide. Okay, is this cameraman, might have to hit play, is this cameraman falling backwards faster than the speed of sound, or is the sun just moving away, lowering due to perspective? Next slide. All right, these two balls are different, the same ball, one of them 7 feet away, and it looks much smaller. I'm going straight up, not getting any closer to the second ball, and they both appear the same size. If I rolled this ball down, it really wouldn't change size. So because something's far away, it's already reduced in size, and that's how we see the sun not going to a dot, but sometimes it does. Next slide. So some people say the sun. Anyone who makes claims of the height of the stars of the sun, they don't know. There's claims, but one thing that they say is sometimes the sun is 3,000 miles up. Next slide. So 90 degrees straight up. Next slide. If you move 3,000 miles over, we got our right angle. Next slide. 45 degrees. Next slide. One more. And so that's 6,000 miles away. The problem is, you won't see the sun. It won't be that high in the sky. But this is an orthographic view. We never see like that. Next slide. So this is how we see. Go ahead. Next slide. As we move away, it goes down due to perspective. Right? Hold it right there. We got the blue line, yellow line, and the red line. Next slide. The distance between the blue line and the yellow line is 1/4 of a mile. So what's the distance between the yellow line and the red line? Right? You'd have to try to it's a 1/100th of that. Next slide. The distance between that is 100 times farther. It's 25 miles. Next slide. So right here, take the next slide. We have this island here that's about 1/4 of a mile away. Next slide. And then we have New York City, which is right here, which is 25 miles away. Right? Next slide. So we have this boat. One more. Right here, this boat is maybe 1/10 of the size. So we can say every time we move 1/4 of a mile farther, the boat will be 1/10 of the size of the last one. So we can see how quickly that boat will just disappear into the horizon, out of our visual range, right? And the distance here, you got to do that 100 times. So things just get smaller and smaller and smaller. They don't go farther into your visual range. Next slide.
But the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning around.
So this was filmed on a very dry, clear day, and the sun does just go away and get smaller. Next slide. All right, next slide. So this is Branson was up in space recently, 50 miles up, and there's no curvature. Space station, 250 miles up. You see a little bit of curvature, right? But then Elon Musk, our savior, he is 70 miles up, and you can see the whole Earth, right? If you can't understand this, you might be a little friggin' ridiculous. Next, okay? So here we have our horizon, and the glober will say, well, that's the horizon of the ball. Next slide. So we got a viewer there. Next slide. We put in a red line. Next slide. Remove the background. Next slide. We have an aerial view. And next slide. His view to the horizon is that distance. The horizon is where the sky and the ground meet. But the question is, next slide, those two lines are longer. So nobody ever sees a straight horizon across. It's impossible. Next slide. This is how we see. We see in a circle, and your programming tells you, oh, that's the edge of a ball, right? You're just seeing the same distance, whether it's 10 miles or 50 miles or 100 miles. You're seeing the same distance in all directions, like your head's in the middle of a hula hoop, and that's your horizon. But it's the same on a flat Earth or a globe, except on a globe we'd all be dead. Next. Next slide. All right? So here we have no boats out here, but if we zoom in, all of a sudden these boats get resolved again. Now, globers will claim that this is the horizon, but watch these boats. Are they going, is the Earth going up and down? It's going beyond these waves, which are just like when we're looking at the clouds, the sun goes beyond it. Well, these boats are going beyond the waves, which are above our eye level. A 2-foot wave can hide an entire city in the distance. A 1-foot wave can do it, right? So these boats are not bobbing up and down. The Earth is not expanding. This is just how we see. Next slide. This is out here. We're zooming in out here. I think you have to hit play, Mike. And these are some very creative dolphins. They don't like being out of view behind the curve of the Earth, so they're jumping up, going, look at me, I'm over the curve, right? So these dolphins could be a couple miles beyond this horizontal eye zone. So these dolphins are jumping, showing us that this is the water. We just can't resolve it. Next slide. Lots of times we see this, the science magazines and newspapers like, oh, inferior mirage. They tell us the inverting and the weather and the heat and the temperature, and they're giving us all this stuff. This is nonsense. Next slide. Is there a next slide or is it play? No, next slide. Mike, you freeze?
It's frozen.
We don't like that. So in reality, this boat is not floating. We'll let Mike work on that. If you look right here, you can see. Oh, we're on the wrong slide.
It's totally frozen.
Try hitting the escape button.
That's what I did that caused
that. That's not good.
The gremlins are come.
The gremlins are here. See, they don't want this information getting out. Okay? Thanks. All right, so I changed the contrast a little bit, Mike. Next slide. Just click. There's our horizon. We throw in a city there, and now you can see that this is just a reflection of the vanilla sky, and it's no scientific explanation needed. Next. All right, so we have our North Star above the North Pole, directly above. Next slide. So we have all these points across the Earth. Next. 1, 2, 3, one more. That's up. And so you have all of these angles that make sense on a globe. But on a flat Earth, next slide, we have a local sun. Next. And next. We can make the same angles. Again, this is an orthographic view. Nobody sees like that. Next slide. Right? On a flat Earth, as you move backwards, the sun will go down. Next. And one more. And so we see it perspective just like that. The sun goes beyond the horizon, as I showed earlier. Next slide. Right? This is Felix Baumgartner, I think that's his name, who did the Red Bull jump. At 128,000 feet, the horizon is right there. It should be playing. Hit play. Oh, there you go. And at the ground, 10 feet, the horizon is right there. It's the same height at those two elevations. So on a ball, the higher you go, the farther you see, the lower the horizon should be. Next slide. So at that height, the horizon should be 618 miles. So if you're on the ground, 618 miles, there's 250,000 feet of curvature. Add the height to it, it's 377,000 feet. So this horizon here is 377,000 feet. You can't fathom that height lower than this horizon. That's friggin' ridiculous. Next. All right. So large bodies of water at rest, lie flat. When they're cold, they freeze flat. Next slide. We got a camera on the ice here, 6 inches off the ground. Next slide. We got these 4 lights out here next. 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. Now, when globers say, oh, the reason you see that is because of refraction on their little meters, they have, oh, you can't see something, slide the refraction bar over until you can see it, and that's how much refraction there is. So I'm going to add 50% refraction to this. Next slide. Oh, well, go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. We have it, go ahead, one more. 30 feet, 22, 15, and 9 feet below a physical curve if the Earth was a globe. Right? Next slide. So on a flat Earth, we're just seeing these lights across the flat ice. That's option 1. Option 2, the horizon is less than a mile away, and all of these lights are refracting up the perfect amount, not to go above the horizon, not to hide behind the ball, but just to line up with the tangent of the camera. All right? If you can't understand this, you might have a ridiculous problem. Next. Right, this is the sound. Plug the sound in if you can. On the I might have unplugged that, but it doesn't matter. So this is going up. You got to hit the volume up, but it's all right if you can figure that out. And it froze. Why did it freeze? Well, this is the Go Fast rocket. It went up 72 miles and it went kerplunk, and it stopped spinning. All right, next, is it going to play? Can you make it play, Mike?
It's currently frozen again. Give me a second.
Mother effer.
We've been having these issues all day because of the humidity.
Did you try turning the humidity down?
I'm on it.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about it, and you guys can imagine it. So when it turned on its side, you could see the black space, whatever that is, and we saw the moon, right? So at that time of that launching from Arizona, the moon was over Australia. So if the Earth was a basketball, that rocket was a millimeter above the basketball, if that. And the moon was directly below the basketball. How did the camera see it? There is no explanation for a globe. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What's your password, Dave? I'm going to guess it has something to do with the globe.
It's penis.
And tards.
Why is this happening?
Thanks for bearing with us, guys, here. We're dealing with the elements and the gremlins trying to keep this information from getting out. So thank you.
Spotify opening. We're back, but where are we? Where's the Go Fast rocket?
Because anytime I try to play video or sound, it seems to.
All right, well, we can take the sound out if that'll help.
Yeah, I just think anytime it's like pushing the processor, it freezes.
Okay, it shouldn't do that, but why?
Because of the humidity. There've been issues all day.
All right, are we? Can we put that? I don't know how to make this.
To make it full screen.
There we go. Oops.
I forgot what the.
And then we have to hit play. Put a fan on it. Oh yeah, put a fan on it. Fan. All right, go ahead. Put it back up. Put a bag of ice on it. All right. So, jumping forward here, these are the undersea cables that 95 or 99% of the internet traffic go across. Next slide. Mike? There we go. And the question is, why don't we have any connection from Australia to Africa to South America? And next slide. The answer is because, in reality, they are too far apart. Mike? Frozen? Don't tell me it's frozen. There we go. So these are too far apart, so there's no cables. The cables go from Australia, they go up to the north, they go all the way back down. On a globe, it makes no sense. Next slide. So satellites are on balloons. Next. So I was looking at when satellites go up, why are the solar panels facing sideways? They would only get sunlight or power at sunrise or sunset. It makes no sense. Next slide. At 120,000 feet, the sun's right there, and the solar panels are facing the sun perfectly. Right? There's no way that would work if the Earth was a globe and the sun was 93 million miles away. Next slide. So, more about satellites on the FAQ page of my app. Next slide. Gravity. Next slide. It's electric forces that hold our world together, says Walter Lewin from MIT. Next slide. The sun and the moon are the anode and cathode of our electrical system that we live in. The salt water carries the current. The land is the salt bridge. That's a battery, if you remember. Next slide. Every time he delays, it's like, did it freeze again? Flat earthers are crazy because we think down is down for everybody on Earth. Next slide. On a ball spinning in a space vacuum, it's totally normal that people are antipodal to each other. Why? All right, I want to ask that question. Why? Good, next. Why isn't this person being forced sideways by the spin of the Earth? This person should be getting dizzy. This person should be lighter than this person. It's friggin' ridiculous. Next. Buoyancy and density sort everything out. This blimp is less dense than the air. The boat is less dense than the water. The submarine is more dense than the water. Next slide. Next slide. Oh, go back one, Mike. So this is, did I jinx myself? Come on. All right. This is it's called the silent drone. It's got no moving parts. It's flying using electrostatics. So electrostatics explain why things go down. Buoyancy and density sort everything out. There's no moving parts on that. Next slide. So the Globers say, when we say, how come if the space is a vacuum, which I don't believe it is, why doesn't all the air get sucked off Earth? They say, well, gravity's holding the air down. Click. Can you play on that? This absolutely disproves that. We got clouds going in different directions. The air moves as the air moves in our enclosed system, whatever that is. Next slide. More about gravity there. This is the original picture of Saturn. I guess they didn't know that we're going to have Photoshop. We can crank up the levels and see that it's completely fabricated nonsense. Next slide. Right? So this is actually a picture from NASA, supposedly of Mars. NASA gets $74 million every single day. Right? Next slide, me with no budget turned it into Earth. Next slide. Or maybe, next slide, it's the moon. Okay? Or maybe, next slide. One more. Oh, there you go. Stop. It's a construction site in New Jersey. Right? Zero budget, just as good as NASA, better than NASA. Next. Look carefully. NASA.gov. We got the sun over here. This is on Mars. This is the rover. Look at the shadows down here, directly below. And you can even argue that the shadow here is going the wrong way, right? If you have common sense, you can understand that this is freaking ridiculous. Next. That should play, right? This is they do their training in an underwater tank. This is just showing you how easy it is to make it look like they're in space. They're in an underground pool. Next, right? And next, there you go. They're in space. They were underwater. This is how they do it. This is always a good one. This is somebody zoomed in on the rover on Mars, and watch right here. We found life on Mars. Life on Mars, okay? Right? And no, there's no explanation for that other than there's life on Mars. Next. Stars. Next. And hit play, don't freeze. All right. So these are just zooming in on two different stars. And people say, well, it's out of focus. The lens can't handle it. How come every star looks different? We can identify the stars by the way that they look, no matter what camera takes the picture. So, people say, what are stars? We'll talk about that in my meeting tomorrow. But, I personally think stars are souls. It's the non-physical realm where we live. Next, more about stars, FAQ page. The Georgia Guidestones. Talk about rock-solid evidence. Next, in the Georgia Guidestones, there's this hole right here, and you can see Polaris through it, right? Well, the Earth is supposedly corkscrewing through space, but they say, it's so far away, there's no parallax. Okay. But the Earth is also wobbling 1 degree every 76 years. Well, 1 degree in the sky is 3 full moon widths. It's been up for over 40 years, which means it would be 1.5 moon widths out of that hole, but it wasn't. It was still right in that hole. Next slide. And we made these videos with this saying, this is rock solid proof. Next slide. All of a sudden, the terrorists blew up the Georgia Guidestones. 3 hours later, bulldozers were there, took the entire thing away, stole the time capsule, and no investigation was ever done. Weird. I have a prediction. Next slide. This is Coral Castle. Notice this little hole up here. Next slide. It's got this little wire X in it. Next slide. When you look through the hole in here, next slide, it shows you this target. Next. It showed the Polaris goes around one more, and Polaris actually makes this little tiny circle perfectly, and each one is a different season. You have the equinoxes on there and the solstices, and it works perfectly. Watch out for a terrorist attack at the Coral Castle. Next slide. Photos of Earth. Next. Right? This was on everyone's iPhone. Next slide. It was made in Photoshop because it has to be. They're duping the clouds. And anybody new may not have seen this, but if you're around, you know that this was made in Photoshop, admitted by the guy that made it. Next slide. All right? So, cool, the space station. Look at this. So this is about a third of the Earth, would you say? Maybe a third? At least a quarter, maybe a third. That's just this little circle. Just this little circle. Right? I hope you can understand this because it's friggin' ridiculous. Next. This is the 2012 shot of Earth, right? America surely is getting fat. Next. This is a map of the world. Let's put the next slide. We'll put the thing right in there. Perfectly fits. Whoop, go back. One more. And you have to believe that all of this land is on the other side of this ball. Okay? Next slide. When we show us the other side of the ball, Africa here, right? You have to believe that all of this is on this side, but it's not, and all of this is on that side. It's friggin' ridiculous. Next. All right? Tons of photos of Earth to look at in the photo section on the app. Next. Eclipses. Eclipses prove the globe. Nope. So this is called a selenilian eclipse. The observer on the top of the Earth sees the sun and the moon above the Earth. So the Earth is not going in between yet. It can still see it. Next. This is what the explanation is. The Earth goes through. Keep going. And that's how an eclipse works. One more. But sometimes the eclipse starts before the sun or the moon. Go back one. Before the sun and the moon goes down. 15, you said? All right. And the shadow comes in from the top, okay? Which is impossible. Next. They call it the impossible eclipse. Next. Day and night. Next. So if you live on a ball with a single source light, only half of the ball can be lit at any time, and always. Next. So on the Weather Channel showed that 70% of the Earth was lit up. How does that happen? Next. So here's on this day, August 13th, we have California just getting light. Everything else is in the light except Australia and these islands over here. They're the only thing in the dark. Next. Right? So if you can make that play. Next. There you go. Whoops. I think it's the next slide. There you go. Play that guy. So we'll lift this light up on a flat Earth map, and look, it's making the same lit area. Only Australia and the islands over here are in the dark. So we'll look at this on a globe. Keep it going. All right. Whoops, you got to go back. Oh, you're killing me. All right.
It's one slide, dude.
Yeah, it's one. Let it play. It's playing. Just don't hit next yet. All right. So if we look at it on a globe, I'm going to show you. You can see Australia on the globe is pink. We're going to put Australia right there's Australia. We're going to put it into the dark, just like it is there. We're going to go around to the other side, and we should see all of South America and America, and they're in the dark. So let's spin it so we see where we'll put California just getting into the light. South America is all in the light right here, right? And then we go back to the other side, and all of half of Europe and Russia is all in the dark. All of this, ready? All of that should be in the light. Doesn't work on a ball, works on a flat Earth. I don't know, preponderance of evidence. Next. Southern flight routes. Next, right? After the World Cup in Doha, they wanted to go back to Buenos Aires. They went to Rome to get fuel. Doesn't make any sense. On a flat Earth map, what did your mom teach you? Straight line. Next. Skip. Right? This is my favorite. FlightAware says from New Zealand to Argentina, this is the fastest route. Makes sense. Next. The actual route goes from New Zealand across the equator, San Francisco, to Texas, down to Argentina. Does that make any sense? That is friggin' ridiculous. Next line. If you look at it on a flat Earth map, it's a straight line. It's an absolute straight line. It's the only thing that makes sense. Next. Southern flight routes. Next. Emergency landings. This is one. Hong Kong, it was going to Germany, 12-hour flight, 4 hours into the flight, this mother dies with her family, small kids, husband dead in her seat. There's no extra seats. They keep her there. They fly for 8 more hours, traumatizing the kids. Why didn't they land? Next. The reason they didn't land is because they were over Russia. And if they landed in Russia, people like me would say, why did you land in Russia? Earth is flat. But so they couldn't do it, right? They were flying over Russia the whole time, so they couldn't land, and they finally landed, and it only makes sense on a flat Earth. Next. So NASA uses a lot of different techniques. One is green screens. Next. This is, can you hit play on that? So this is my wife, and zero budget again, where that's me, by the way, over here. You can't really see me. I'm in the green suit. Just showing you how stupid and how easy it is to fool stuff, but they have way more advanced stuff than this. Next. And this went around. They're like, that looks like that's Karen Nyberg. She's an astronaut. I got called by fact checkers and everything. It was huge publicity for Flat Earth, but it's not Karen Nyberg. Next. Hit play. This is a SpaceX ship that can withstand space, but it's getting crushed in the water. Looks like cardboard. Okay? That's actually from SpaceX. Next. So this is, they caught this spaceship on the chopsticks. If you believe that, you're friggin' ridiculous. Next. All right. Now watch these guys here, their reaction. This is this thing coming down. No one's ever this close. But watch their reaction when this thing explodes. It's really amazing. Look at these guys. Nothing. Okay? That's where they have, these are home videos. Next. Hit play. This is the space shuttle, the tank. It weighs like 10 tons empty or something. It's falling back to Earth. The weird thing is the guys on the shuttle that are going 20,000 miles an hour in the opposite direction are filming it out the window for all of this time. How is that possible? How is that possible? It's friggin' ridiculous. Next. See that tissue go by? Crazy. All right. Hit play. Now, if we had the sound, this guy's going hippity-hoppity, hippity-hop. He's on the moon with a return flight that's never been tested. The engine's never been tested. They're jumping around the moon, having fun, and you have to believe that these guys are on the moon. Meanwhile, he never once, on all the moon missions, never once did anyone point the video camera at Earth, right? When you're in an airplane flying over your home airport, you tell a stranger next to you, look, there's my house, right? It's ridiculous. They never actually said Earth from the moon. Next. Keep going. Very good. Next. Where's your model? Next. Well, we live in an enclosed system. This has been enclosed for, I think it was 45 years, and everything's working perfectly. We live in some sort of enclosed system. Next. Right? So when they say globe model, that's not a model. That's a toy. A model is something that actually works. Right? Next. Can you put a gallon of water on it? No. Next. Can it contain air on the outside? Nope. Can a cruise ship stick to the bottom? Nope. It's not a model. Next. Now we have a food ball. Next. Can it contain water? Sure. Can it contain air? Yep, it can hold air under the lid there. Can a cruise ship and people stick to it? Yep. A better model. It is. A food bowl is a better model than the globe. Hit play. This is just a little model. I actually have one of these here, and you can actually see when you hold it out in the sun, it's amazing. And the sun looks like it's just floating in there. An apparent sun. It's just my light on my phone going around. In person, it looks like a real sun. It's amazing. All right. So check me out after. I'll show you that next, or at my workshop. This is a mechanical realm. It actually proves that the Earth is flat and stationary. It's about the Antikythera mechanism. Next. And you can find that on the app in the movies section. Amazing. Next. And here's my experiment, right? Go ahead. Next. We have a gyro, holds rigidity in space. Next. And a hallway. Next. The gyro goes down the hallway. It'll remain level. If we turn it sideways and walk down the hallway, it would work. If that hallway curved, the gyro wouldn't be going straight anymore. Next. On a globe, east and west are circles, right? So when you're going west, you're not going in a straight line ever, right? You'd have to constantly turn to the right. Next. Right? Next. Right? So on a north to south, they're all straight lines. You can fly straight north and south. Next. So here we have an airplane over here. It's heading west. Next, 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 next. Right? It constantly has to turn right in the north. Next, next, next. On the south, go ahead. Next, next, next. Keep it going. It has to turn left. That's how it works. On a flat Earth, keep going, both planes would have to turn right. So we can do this with a vertical gyro, test it in the south, and if west curves out to the left, then that proves that the Earth is a globe, which it won't happen because it's not. Divine law, I'm almost done. Divine law is the law of God. Common law is the law of the land. Statute law and admiral maritime law is the law of the sea or man's law. So in order to convince a man to give up his divine rights and their common rights, you have to convince them that they're not divinely created in a divine world. This is one of the reasons why it matters. Next. If you play on their ball field, you have to play by their ball field rules, and whoever creates it owns it. So they created this fake world when you were born, registered you with your birth certificate, and you're in their system. You have to disconnect from their system. Next, right? You are a divine person. We're connected to the clouds. We're connected to everything. It's all one living system, and when you put a globe in it, next, it literally disconnects you from who you truly are. So why does it matter? This matters very much. And when you disconnect from the physical heliocentric ball, you reconnect with reality and take your power back. Next, I think I'm almost there. So what has Flat Earth done for anyone's well-being? Next, we're more at peace, greater sense of freedom, and closer connection to the Creator. Next. Since last year, we were about 110,000, 213,000 people on the app, connecting with like minds. Next. Hit play. So I created a dating site, I created a site where you can find other people. You can say, hey, I'm interested in women between this age, within this range, and then you can connect with, whatever you're looking to connect with, friends, significant others. There's already babies because of this. Next. All right. And tomorrow my workshop is at 10 a.m. Feel free to take a picture of that if you want and hit register. 10 a.m. and we can go into it'll be mostly question and answer. I got a bunch of things that I want to talk about. And if it goes longer than the hour, we can move to another area and hang out and continue the conversation. Next. No, I think that's it.
Give it up for David Weiss.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
You take that, Michael.